Alrighty, Ozzy's round 8 confessional coming at you right now. Things have changed a little bit since the last round, so this one is going to have a little more substance to it. This will be a little bit more in depth. Last night, Dublin lost their first challenge, and we went to Tribal Council where Leanne was voted out unanimously. Very glad that that went off as it was supposed to. I'm sorry to see Leanne go, but unfortunately, she was throwing my name around as well as Amanda's a few rounds back. And so with Amanda now on the Limerick tribe, I was worried that my name was still being thrown around by her, as well as Diane and Rudy's names. So I really had no other option than to get rid of her. Leanne, I hope that after this game is over, there are no hard feelings. But moving forward, there are definitely a couple scenarios that could play out. I've kind of been running through things in my head over the past few hours, trying to think about what I was going to say with these scenarios. And every time I tried to think of something, I kept coming back to one of two people being eliminated at the next time Dublin goes to Tribal Council, and that would be either Diane or Joel. For me, Joel is a huge wild card. I haven't really been able to develop a good connection with him. The messages that we send back and forth are kind of just your typical small talk banter still, which at this point in the game, small talk isn't really what you're looking for when you communicate with people. You're really looking for game substance, and I just don't feel like I ever really get much of that from Joel. So for me, I would feel very, very weary moving forward with him because as far as I'm concerned, he has no loyalty to me and I have no loyalty to him. So he's not a number for me, and he would not, as far as I'm concerned, be on my side. Not necessarily the same with Diane, but I kind of feel it going in the same direction. With Rudy and I have had some time to kind of talk some game. We've bounced some ideas off of each other. But with Diane, I haven't really had that much with her yet. Last night I did let her know, hey, my vote's going toward Leanne. I know that you guys originally were together. If you guys have a relationship, I'm not lumping you in with her, but I want to let you know, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it. And she seemed receptive to it, but I am still hesitant about putting too much out for Diane because I feel like Diane could be one of those very silent but deadly players, somebody that you wouldn't expect to kind of sneak up on you and really grab the bull by the horns and take control of the game, but I feel like she has the potential to do that, so I'm still very cautious about that. The two people that I trust the most are definitely Zeke and Todd. I really enjoy conversing with both of them. I think they're both very smart guys, and I really, really enjoy the conversations that we have about the game. And I think moving forward long term, I think the three of us could work very well together. And so I'm really hoping that that trio can kind of stick together and move forward far into the game. I trust Bubba as well, but my thing with Bubba is a very social player. Bubba reminds me a lot of Baylor from Japan. I think that Bubba has a lot of connections with a lot of people, and I think that those harken back to the few days of the game when we were, still one big tribe before we were split into our 5 original tribes. I think that Bubba was probably able to develop a lot of connections with people. So I'm definitely very cautious about moving forward with Bubba because as much as it seems like he's with me, he could also have deals with multiple other people, and they're all hoping that those deals will stick, and if Bubba thinks one of those deals is better than the one we have, then, see you later, Ozzy. And that's not something I want to see happen. So I do trust Bubba, but I do still have just a small wall up with Bubba. I don't want to give out too much, but I want to give out just enough to where he gives some back. So that's kind of the road that I'm taking with Bubba right now. Ideally, I would like to see Diane or Joel go at the next tribal council that Dublin has to attend. If I had my druthers about it, it would be Joel, just because he is such a wild card, and I don't know where his head is at or where he wants to be in this game, who he wants to be with, or who he is already with. So what I would like to do is, along with Zeke and Todd, try to pull in Diane to attempt to take out Joel at the next tribal council that Dublin has to attend. It may have to be kind of a blind side of Bubba and Rudy, because I'm not sure how Bubba and Rudy would feel about Joel going home. I know that Bubba has kind of said something along the same lines as I have, that, you know, it's somewhat difficult to talk to Joel. But at the same time, Bubba and Rudy and Joel were all on an original tribe together at Cork. And even though that shouldn't mean anything in a game like this, because the game is constantly changing, old tribal lines are a very easy way to attempt to put numbers together. And if all three of them are feeling insecure about their position in the game, they very well could say, you know, why don't the three of us just stick together and try to pull in one more person? Four in a group of seven is a majority, and that's all they would need. So I'm cautious about that as well, but I'm hoping that Zeke and Todd and I are able to kind of get to Diane before anyone else has any chance to really solidify something with her. And personally, I would rather move one round farther with Diane and attempt to connect with her more, because I've already had multiple rounds to attempt to connect with Joel, and I just haven't been able to do that. So if it hasn't happened by this point, I don't really think that it's going to. So ideally, I would like to take out Joel and, you know, give a little bit more time with Diane to try to form that connection to see if there would be any potential to work with her. It really sucked losing Brooke. Brooke was the one person that I really felt like I could trust 110% in this game. So it sucks every time I get on the board and I see her name in pink, and all I want to do is send her a message and just be like, I miss you, please come back, or can I come see you? Can we have a field trip and visit each other? You know, it sucks because she was that one person that was my go-to. You know, I'm hoping that when we merge, if we both make it to a merge, or if there's another tribe swap, I hope that we're able to link back up and work together. Because I really, really, really do like Brooke, and I really have genuine trust in her, and that's something that's really hard to find in a game like this. But for now, that's all that Ozzy has to say, and we will see you, hopefully, in the next round, barring that no one wants to get rid of me. See you then.